afternoon and welcome to Day 2 of the World Ag Expo. My name is David Jones and I'm a special correspondent with the Western Dairy Business. Things were much brighter and sunnier outside today, and as a result, people swarmed to the World Ag Expo with very high numbers of attendance. This morning, to get things started, we spoke with Lonnie Holthouse with De La Valle so he could showcase the calf feeding system.
We're talking calf feeding. Lonnie is a calf feeding specialist. Welcome, Lonnie.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Let's take a look at this demonstration. We have some wooden calves here. What is this all about?
What we're trying to demonstrate here is kind of how the calves come and go getting feeding. The concept of the calf feeder is pretty much resembling the cow concept, Mother Nature's way of feeding calves. The way it's set up is calves can kind of come and go and eat as they please. We're limiting how much they get per feeding, so we spread the feeding out over a period of 24 hours. But we're monitoring drinking speeds, we're monitoring intakes, we're challenging feeding the calves. Typically calves are in a group of about 25 per pen, giving them lots of ventilation and good bedding area. But it's back to the natural way of feeding babies, getting their exercise, getting plenty of ventilation, being able to socialize, and getting fed the proper nutrition over a period of a 24-hour day period.
One of the most exciting things about the World Ag Expo is the opportunity to see new and innovative products from all around the industry of ag. We went inside the top 10 new products booth here at the World Ag Expo and spoke with Gretchen Demling as she showcased her company's new hoof health management tool.
We're talking with Gretchen Demling from Wisconsin, who's with Supervisor. And Gretchen, you have 3 different parts to Supervisor. Explain that.
Yes. We actually use Supervisor Systems as an umbrella for our 3 products. The oldest one and the original one, the Feed Supervisor, the Truck Supervisor System, and now our Hoof Supervisor System, which is new in the last year.
Part of the top 10 new product watches is the Hoof Supervisor.
Yeah. That was one of the surprising nice things about being out here, was to actually win that award. Yeah.
For those that don't know, maybe explain what Hoof Supervisor is all about.
Hoof Supervisor, we created that as a need to the dairy industry, where we're having lameness as a huge problem. Dairy producers are saying, they're telling me 40% of my herd is lame. I have everything else organized, computerized on the farm, but I don't know what's going on my hoof health end. So it's a way for the trimmers to quickly record the cows they trim, any diagnosis. It stores the history. It prints out reports for the dairy producer that shows them what's actually going on the farm. They can get a quick snapshot and say, the 2 biggest lameness issues I have on my farm are digital dermatitis and thin soles. So then they can actually focus on that area and try and quickly eliminate some of the lameness on their farm.
Recently, there's been a tremendous amount of controversy surrounding the Cal Poly Dairy and its plan to cut back its herd. I spoke with Christine Woodman and Alexis Stanton about the plans that Cal Poly Dairy has put in place to save the Cal Poly cows. We're here at the Cal Poly booth. We're speaking with some of the ag ambassadors here. How's everything going for you guys here at the booth?
It's going excellent today. We've had a lot of people coming by and being interested in Cal Poly. A lot of future students and lots of alumni have been by to talk to us about their Cal Poly experiences, which has been a lot of fun.
So I hear that Cal Poly has an excellent dairy program. Tell us a little bit more about that.
The dairy program here at Cal Poly is wonderful. It's completely student-run, the Cal Poly dairy that we have, and it has over 150 head of cattle at the moment. And so with it being completely student-run, the students get to learn by doing aspect of it, from milking all the way to taking care of calves to the hospital aspects.
Excellent. Now, I hear there's been a little bit of drama surrounding the Cal Poly dairy recently. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, due to pretty low prices for things like milk and dairy products, and also the budget problems that we're having at Cal Poly, there was going to be some pretty drastic reductions in our herd size. But luckily, there's been a huge outpouring of support from the industry and from alumni and stuff, and we were able to save most of the Cal Poly cows.
Excellent. So what are some of the things that are being done currently in order to help preserve the Cal Poly dairy?
Some of the things that we're doing is the Care for a Calf, which focuses on elementary schools, and they can sponsor a Cal Poly calf.
Excellent. So this just goes to show how passionate Cal Poly students truly are about the dairy industry and about the dairy at Cal Poly. And we look forward to seeing the outcome of this. And it sounds like we are in fact going to save the Cal Poly dairy, and it still remains an excellent place for students to learn about dairy science and agricultural in general. So
in the country.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. One of the relatively new features here at the World Ag Expo is the wine and cheese tasting tent located right here on the grounds. I went inside to speak with Patty Waddy and Kristen Borba as they showcase some of their top wines.
I'm Patty Waddy from the World Ag Expo year 2010. I'm the chairman of the wine and cheese tent. This is our second year, so it's relatively new, and it's been, yesterday was a huge day for us. Last year we went through 200 pounds of cheese. Yesterday we went through 148 pounds of cheese, so it's good. This is new. It was raining yesterday, but today is beautiful, and I still think that we're going to be just as busy as we were yesterday. I'm going to pass the mic over to Kristen. She's our wine connoisseur, and these are some of our, just a little synopsis of the wines that we have in front of you that we're serving today, and Kristen will talk more about the wines. Here you go, Kristen.
Hi, my name's Kristen Borba, and I work with Constellation Wines. We decided to bring a few different wines today from a couple different regions, California. We brought Toasted Head Chardonnay, which is from the Dunnigan Hills outside of Sacramento. We also brought Wild Horse, which is a Central Coast favorite here in town, the Merlot. And we also brought an Alexander Valley Cab from Simi, long-standing, the longest winery in California since Prohibition. Just a few different brands that we wanted to bring that the customers might enjoy, they might like to taste, especially a few from the international that maybe don't see these brands, so we just wanted to showcase some California to them. And that's what we have today.
Sponsored by Pfizer, Trent Liu spoke today at the Dairy Profit Seminars on preserving animal agriculture. Let's take a look from his presentation.
And I began to realize, we do say a lot of things in agriculture and in the farm community that people outside of our small community might not understand, and in fact might wonder what is wrong with us. So on that flight, I was flying from Detroit to Reno. I started thinking about all of the things that I have said, that I could have said, and that you probably have said at some point in time. And the person next to you in a public place is wondering, what's wrong with this guy? Things like, I knew we should have castrated those guys last week. Well, just call the doc and we'll get him semen tested. I happen to be, I used to be a mule enthusiast before my last mule wreck. But we do raise a handful of mules each year. And we have 3 donkeys on the place at all times. It's not uncommon for me to say, honey, did you see my ass today? Not everybody really gets that. The nanny killed how many kids? I hope you milked her. Well, did you at least breed her? Those are all things that exactly where I am at. And yet, if you say that in a public setting, and then the other day I was in Arkansas at the Arkansas Poultry Festival, and I was sitting there thinking, thank God I'm not a chicken breeder. I'd be in the airport saying, well, we have been breeding them to have larger breasts, bigger thighs, and plumper legs.
Thank you for joining us for Day 2 of Western Dairy Business TV. We hope you'll tune in tomorrow where we can showcase some more of the World Ag Expo.